This is the M249, the most expensive gun in Mad City, costing 1.2 million cash, and today I'm going to be comparing it to the WA2000, which is 650,000 cash, the G36, which is 375,000 cash, the Tommy gun, which is 275, and so many more, starting all the way down with the pistol, which is completely free. Here it is, the basic pistol for absolutely free. You don't have to spend anything to get this. You can just walk on in and get it for completely free. The pistol, being a gun that's completely free, has 14 bullets, and a shot to the body will do 9 damage, and a shot to the head will also do 9. You can actually spam this, and it actually can go quite quick. The fire rate is actually pretty good on a gun that's completely free. You also get this gun by default when you go ahead and switch to the police team. As you can see, the same pistol right here with the same amount of bullets. The only reason I'd really see this gun being used is if they forgot to change it for another gun, or if the other guns that they have got have completely run out of bullets. But of course, this isn't the only gun that is completely free. If we go ahead and go over here, we have the shotgun, which is also free. Once again, you don't have to pay anything for this. And this gun, I know that a lot of people use, and I do as well, because it's actually probably one of the best shotguns in the game. To the body, it will do what seems to be like 32 damage, and to the heads around the exact same, which means around 3 shots and your enemy is completely gone. But what I really like about this gun is you can actually do a feature called shotgun jumping, which basically means you jump, you shoot at the ground, and you get a little bit of extra height, as you probably saw there. We're going to do it again. As you can see, you jump, you shoot at the ground, you get slightly more height. This used to be in the game as not an official feature, and then it was removed and then brought back as like an official feature, which is really cool. And of course, there's one more gun which is completely free, and that is the AK-47. Here it is. This is like the classic gun. To the body, it does around 10 damage, and of course to the head, it will do exactly the same. With 30 bullets, this is actually pretty good, because considering it's completely free, you can obviously spam it. The fire rate is pretty decent. So here we have the free loadout. If you're new to the game, if you've just joined, you can join this game, go to the gun store or even the criminal base, and you can pick up these guns right here because they are completely free. But now we're going to get into things that start costing money, starting with the cheapest thing that you can buy, which is right over here, the grenade launcher for 5,000 cash. This is one of those guns that you have to actually pay for every time you die. If you want it, you've got to pay for it every single time. Successfully brought the grenade launcher for 5,000, and here it is. You get 8 grenades for this thing. Let's see how much damage they will do. So it seems like every time you shoot the body, you deal about 20 damage, and when you shoot the head, you do around 40 damage. There you go, 40 damage. Well, this gun's actually pretty cool. I wouldn't recommend it for new players because you do have to buy it for like 5,000 cash every single time, and if you're a new player, you've got to go ahead and rob something and get that money again. It wouldn't be too hard, but I wouldn't recommend it for new players. Next up, we're going back to the pistols because we're going to go ahead and pick up the Tech 9 for 75,000 cash. Definitely one of the worst guns in the game, and let me show you why. First of all, it only has 20 bullets. If you go ahead and shoot the body, you do about 8 damage, and then exactly the same to the head. You can spam this thing, but you do have to go ahead and reload like every 2 seconds because of a lack of bullets in this thing. And by the time you've reloaded, you're probably going to be dead, so I wouldn't really recommend this gun. Next up, we have the final pistol on the list, which is the Deagle for 150,000 cash. Quite a lot for a single pistol, but it's honestly the best in the game. You get 7 bullets, which isn't as much as obviously the Tech 9, but you'll see why this is quite expensive. A shot to the body does around 28 damage, and I'm pretty sure exact same to the headshot. I don't know why the headshot deals exactly the same amount of damage. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong, but that's how much damage it shows. Which means in only like 3 shots, you can actually just kill someone, which makes this by far the best pistol in the game. Next up, we have the AA-12, which is for 175,000 cash. This gun was brought alongside a chapter 2 and was actually really OP when it was brought into the game, and like everyone used it. Now it's been nerfed and no one uses it. It's got 12 bullets, as you can see, and a shot to the body will do around 23-ish damage, and then a shot to the heads does around the same. You can hold down this gun and it will fire, which actually makes it different to the other shotgun which we've already looked at, as you can see, but the fire rate is quite bad, so I can see why people don't use this anymore. Next up, we have the Tommy gun for 275,000 cash. Now, I thought this gun was actually a primary weapon and would actually replace the AK, but it actually replaces the shotgun for some reason, making it a secondary weapon. Not entirely sure why that is, but this is actually a really good gun, and it was actually brought alongside the other 3 weapons right here earlier on this year. This gun, as you can see, has 50 bullets, which is quite a lot for a gun this price, and a shot to the body will do 8 damage, and a shot to the head will also do the same, but it doesn't seem like much until you start spamming it, and you can see just how much damage this will do, like instantly, because the fire rate is insane. Imagine this is a person, you just shoot them anywhere on the body because it does exactly the same, and they're dead, mate. They're gone. And we're still shooting. This is where things start to get a little bit pricey for a single gun. We have the G36 for 375,000 cash with only 20 bullets. Let's see how this thing actually does, because I rarely use this gun like ever. To the body, it does around 16. To the head, it does around the same. You can hold this down though, and the fire rate is actually pretty good on this thing. Not as good as the Tommy gun, even though it's like 100,000 more cash, but it's still pretty good. Next up, we have the WA2000 for 650,000 cash. That is a lot for a single gun. Let's see if it's actually worth it. This gun is actually a sniper gun, one of the first actually on this list. As you can see, you can scope in, you've got 12 bullets. Shot to the body will do 36 damage, and I'm pretty sure it will do the exact same to the heads. Yep, which actually isn't that bad, because 3 shots and the person's completely gone, although you would expect that for a gun at this price. And finally, the most expensive gun in the game, the M249 for 1.2 million cash. This thing has to be good. As you can see, 75 bullets in this thing, which is actually the most amount of bullets that we've seen so far, which makes sense because this thing's over 1 million cash. To the body, it does 12 damage, which isn't too great, but to the heads, it does exactly the same. But the fire rate on this thing is quite good, and as you can see, they would have been dead like ages ago. This thing is insane. But let's say I get consistent headshots, they would have been dead now, and that was like, what, a second? This gun is really good. The only thing I don't like about this gun is it takes like 5 seconds to reload. As you can see, I've just used some bullets. I'm going to go ahead and reload. I'm still doing it. By now is when most guns are done, and now, yeah, that took way too long. I would have been dead. But it's still a really cool gun. It's one of the newer guns. It's one of the best things in the game, as you probably would expect, because there's so much money. And that's it. We've checked out the cheapest versus the most expensive guns in the game. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe, and I'm just gonna kill Taymaster.